Have you ever poured your heart and soul into nurturing a relationship, only to be left feeling drained and confused in the end? Despite your best efforts, everything seems to slip out of your grasp. Perhaps without even realizing it, you have fallen into the toxic whirlwind of a narcissist's love. It's like being lost in a psychological maze full of dead ends and traps, constantly searching for an exit only to find yourself back where you started. Unfortunately, we are rarely prepared for dealing with people who have such a complex personality disorder. Even when you start to notice warning signs, you might hesitate to admit that you're being manipulated. After all, who wants to face the painful truth that the emotions and time they've invested were part of someone else's game? That they were not a partner, but merely a pawn in someone else's strategy? This hesitation is precisely what gives the narcissist more room to manipulate and continue controlling your emotions. In love with the narcissist, you often find yourself trapped in a cycle of conflicting emotions. At first, they may seem charming, making you feel special and desired. But as time goes on, the warmth fades, replaced by coldness and indifference that leaves you bewildered. You cling to the hope that the love you once shared will return, but in reality, you are caught in their web of psychological games. Have you ever wondered if there is any way to make a narcissist regret or feel pain after you leave them? Many believe that narcissists don't feel regret, that they always have a new supply ready to fill the void. But that's not entirely true. From my personal experience, I have realized that while they may seem emotionally detached on the surface, deep inside, narcissists have a fear of abandonment and of being exposed for who they truly are. It's crucial to understand that in a relationship with a narcissist, they don't love you for who you are. They love the way you make them feel about themselves. When you walk away, it's not just your absence that they feel. It's a blow to their inflated ego, one that they've carefully built from your admiration and praise. But this doesn't mean you should hope for them to change or feel genuine remorse. The truth is, narcissists rarely regret losing a person. They regret losing control. That's why your decision to leave isn't diminished by their lack of deep emotional response. Instead, it proves that you've grown strong enough to escape the toxic cycle they created. These insights will not only help you understand what it's like to love a narcissist, but also give you the confidence to move forward, ensuring that you don't fall into similar relationships in the future. But before we dive into the main content, let me extend a warm welcome to the new members of this channel. Your support is invaluable. This channel is dedicated to fostering growth through knowledge sharing, and as I share my insights, I continue to learn as well. If this is your first time here, don't forget to hit the subscribe button below to stay updated on future discussions. I firmly believe that no matter how hard they try to conceal it deep within their distorted souls, narcissists harbor an undefined fear of being abandoned, forgotten, and ultimately exposed for who they truly are. And you, the person they once underestimated and manipulated, hold the key to unlocking that fear. To break free from the psychological maze you're trapped in, the first thing you need is a sharp mind and an unwavering spirit. Prepare yourself to face the challenges ahead, because the road to reclaiming your emotional freedom is not easy. This journey requires patience, strength, and courage. And remember, the insights I'm about to share will serve as your guiding light, helping you navigate through the many obstacles you will face on this difficult path. The most important thing you need to remember is this: don't expect anything from them, and don't hold on to the hope that they will change. I understand that this can be hard to accept because, in the beginning, a narcissist always appears perfect and charming. They draw you into a sweet, promising phase of the relationship. This makes you constantly long to return to those beautiful moments. And as they begin to reveal their true nature, it's easy to justify their behavior, convincing yourself that maybe they're just stressed, or that this is just a temporary challenge in the relationship. But be alert. Don't let these excuses cloud your perception of the truth. Narcissists do not change. Hoping that one day they will become more loving and caring is simply deceiving yourself. As I've mentioned in many previous videos, narcissists use a clever tactic to lure you in, something psychologists often call love bombing, a meticulously orchestrated love attack. If you've followed my content, you're probably already familiar with this tactic. However, If this is your first time hearing about it, be sure to subscribe to the channel to access more videos on how to deal with narcissists and gain a deeper understanding of this complex personality disorder. To give you a clearer picture, let's take a closer look at love bombing and how narcissists use it to manipulate your emotions. Do you remember the first time you met? It felt like the universe had aligned for you two to cross paths, didn't it? They made you believe that this was an undeniable connection, a destined relationship, where you had finally found someone who understood you more deeply than anyone else. But sadly, this was only the beginning of a sophisticated game. Narcissists don't miss any opportunity to launch their love attack with the sweetest flattery. You'll be showered with compliments about everything: your beauty, intelligence, unique personality, words that seem to come from someone who has spent their entire life admiring you. There are romantic gestures, surprise gifts coincidentally arriving at the perfect time, making you feel like the center of their world, wrapped in a bubble of perfect attention. But it doesn't stop there. They paint an ideal future for both of you, a life filled with happiness and love that the two of you will build together. They promise to sacrifice everything just to give you a better life, to overcome any storm, to be by your side. These promises act like a spell, making you believe you found the one, someone who will always protect and love you unconditionally, without limits. It feels like you've stepped into a fairy tale. Everything seems so perfect that you're fully immersed in the romantic haze of love, trusting entirely in the promises they've made. But the reality is very different. It's all part of a carefully calculated love-bombing tactic, a sophisticated form of manipulation that narcissists use to quickly capture their partner's emotions. Speed is their most dangerous weapon. They want to sweep you into a whirlwind of emotions as quickly as possible, gaining your trust before you have a chance to see who they truly are. They understand well that speed is their most powerful weapon. Their goal is to pull you into a whirlwind of emotions as quickly as possible. By creating a strong connection from the very beginning, they hope to gain your trust before you can even recognize the first red flags. What's crucial to them is clouding your ability to think rationally, preventing you from realizing that the person in front of you is not as perfect as they seem. It's all part of a carefully calculated performance. They aim to make you dependent on the emotions and attention they provide, turning you into an emotional supply to feed their fragile, inflated ego. And when you start sensing that something isn't right, they've already embedded themselves so deeply in your mind that breaking free from this toxic cycle becomes harder than ever. Once they feel you've become entirely dependent on them, the romantic gestures and sweet promises will begin to fade. Instead, you'll notice them becoming cold, distant, and at times even contemptuous. But what happened to the person who promised to love you unconditionally? Why did they change so quickly? The answer is simple: narcissists don't change. They merely remove the mask they used to manipulate you from the beginning. The love-bombing phase was only the first step in their cycle of abuse. And once they've achieved their goal, their attention shifts to someone else or new power gains. This leaves you confused, desperately trying to regain those early moments of affection, but to no avail. So the first step to breaking free from their manipulation is to recognize that the wonderful experiences you had with them were not true love, but a carefully crafted performance. I don't expect them to return to those romantic gestures. They won't change, and the more you hope for that change, the deeper you'll sink into the psychological web they've spun. Remember, to win this battle, you must keep a clear head, steer clear of the illusions they create, and mentally prepare yourself to face the harsh truth that they are not the person you once believed them to be. When communicating with a narcissist, the most effective strategy is control and awareness. Remember, sometimes less is more when it comes to engaging with them. Narcissists love to manipulate by making you feel the need to argue or explain yourself. Don't fall into this trap. When they make false claims or twist the truth, simply respond briefly without getting into details. This not only helps you avoid pointless arguments, but also sends a clear message that you are not allowing them to dominate the conversation. Additionally, a vital form of self-protection is keeping records of all communications with them. Be diligent in saving all messages, emails, and any evidence of what they've said or done. When they start shifting blame or altering the narrative, these records will be essential in protecting yourself, especially when the truth is distorted in subtle ways. Furthermore, it's crucial to maintain control over your emotions. Narcissists often provoke you intentionally to make you lose your composure, so patience and resilience are key to handling them. Let time work its magic because eventually the truth will come to light. When the situation becomes clearer, they will have no place to hide, and their lies will be exposed. Always trust your own judgment and stay grounded in your values. Narcissists often reveal their true nature only when they realize you are no longer easily manipulated. Through your intelligence and firmness, you will force them to show the cracks in their facade and behavior. As the false layers they've constructed begin to fall apart, they will no longer be able to conceal who they really are. And that's when you will free yourself from the toxic web they've spun around you. Remember, the truth will always prevail in the end, and you will find peace and freedom from the chains of deception and manipulation they've trapped you in. And now, as we reach the end of our journey exploring the hidden corners of a narcissist's mind, I hope the knowledge and insights shared throughout this journey have given you a deeper understanding of this complex personality disorder. But more importantly, I hope that you've recognized the early warning signs to protect yourself from harmful and damaging relationships. However, you must remember that the journey to healing the wounds inflicted by a narcissist is not a quick process. It's not like a sprint, but rather a long marathon that requires patience and courage. There will be moments when you feel like you are teetering on the edge, exhausted to the point of wanting to give up. There will be times when the pain feels so overwhelming that it seems impossible to keep going. But you must believe that each step forward, no matter how small, is part of the path to recovery and freedom. On this journey, never forget to take care of yourself. You not only need to nurture your inner strength, but also learn to love and understand yourself. Treat your emotional wounds with gentleness and patience. The scars on your soul may not be as visible as physical wounds, but they need to be healed with love and understanding just the same. It's important to remember that you are never alone on this path. Reach out for support from those you trust, whether it's loved ones, friends, or mental health professionals. They are a source of immense strength, helping you stand firm through the most challenging times. Sometimes just hearing the right advice or receiving a warm embrace can help you push through the pain and find peace within. Moreover, you should continue to educate yourself and deepen your understanding of narcissistic personality disorder. As you gain more knowledge about it, you'll come to realize that the hurt you've endured is not your fault, but the result of someone else's sophisticated manipulation. By exploring effective healing methods, you will gradually untangle the knots that have made you feel trapped for so long. Most importantly, always hold on to your belief in your ability to recover. You are the only one who can heal yourself and reclaim the freedom you deserve. Remember, no one can take away your worth unless you allow it. You are fully deserving of a peaceful, happy life, free from the negative influences of a narcissist. When in love, a narcissist often approaches relationships in a distinct and complex way compared to others. On the surface, they may appear charming, captivating, and attentive, showering their partner with romantic gestures, making them feel like the only special person in their life. However, this is usually just part of a strategy to satisfy their own ego rather than a genuine form of love. Narcissists love not because of who their partner is, but because they enjoy the way their partner makes them feel about themselves. They seek admiration, praise, and positive feedback from their partner to reinforce the self-image they strive to maintain. As the relationship progresses, manipulation and control tend to emerge. Narcissists often see their partner as a supply to maintain their sense of power and inflated ego. They don't genuinely care about their partner's needs or emotions, but are instead focused on gaining attention and adoration. Any sign of criticism or lack of admiration can provoke a strong reaction, ranging from blame shifting, playing the victim, to psychologically hurting the partner through controlling or belittling behavior. Being in a romantic relationship with a narcissist can be exhausting, as the partner constantly faces emotional fluctuations and mood swings. Initially, there may be grand promises, but over time, the relationship becomes unstable, especially when the narcissist no longer feels satisfied by their partner. This leads the partner to experience emotional burnout, confusion, and a sense of being trapped in a toxic psychological cycle. It's important to remember that a narcissist's love is never unconditional. It only exists as long as the partner continues to serve as a source of ego gratification. When the admiration fades, so does the narcissist's love. Before we conclude, I want to extend my deepest gratitude to each and every one of you for accompanying me on this journey. Each of you carries the strength to overcome the challenges you face, and I truly believe that you will succeed. If you have any thoughts, experiences, or questions, please don't hesitate to share them in the comments section below. Your sharing not only helps you but can also be a source of encouragement and guidance for others who are seeking their own path to healing. If you feel that the information in this video could be helpful to others, don't hesitate to spread this message within your community. Your sharing might be the motivation someone else needs to overcome the pain they are facing. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on future videos. We will continue to bring you more engaging and helpful topics so that we can learn and heal together. See you in the next videos.